Good day everyone, my name is Kaden Mazokere and I would like to welcome you to my channel where I share a lot of information from all different angles. I guess it's because I have a lot of titles. Okay, I'm an educator, so I have videos on lessons. I'm an author. I've written textbooks that are being used in the South African syllabus, economics grade 10, 11 and 12. I've published textbooks for a friend of mine, business studies grade 11 and 12. I've written a book, How I, as a guy, became a millionaire in South Africa. And so I'm doing online classes. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm a businessman. I'm a millionaire. So in this video, I'm sharing my delivery business, like the idea and how it started, how it grew, and how you could possibly, venture into any kind of business without putting in a lot of money. All right, so this business idea came this other Saturday. I was coming from a school, Pretoria Central, on a Saturday where I was doing weekly lessons there. Like I said, I'm an educator. So on my way back, I went through McDonald's, the one in Sunnyside, opposite Sunny Park. So I saw a guy who parked his bike and he was going in to collect his order. And then I just started talking to him, a delivery guy. So I asked him, how does the business work? How do they make money and all that? So I was very much intrigued to the point of taking his numbers, and then I asked him, where can I get a brand new bike so that I can start this kind of a business? Then he told me you can get a brand new motorbike, a Honda Ace, for 17,000. I was shocked because I thought, like, wow, 17,000 is, is not that much. So I might as well try it. So I went straight to Honda Mainland near my house, and to my surprise though, not to my surprise, because I was surprised to hear that it's 17,000, but when I got there it was actually 27,000, 28,000, somewhere there. So I didn't have 28,000 at that time in my account. So what I did was I paid a deposit. I think it was 10,000. Yes. So I had to, finish the 18,000, the balance. I think I finished that in less than a week because, I have a book business, so money will always be coming in, and so I used that money to pay up for the bike. So within a week, the bike was delivered. I looked for a driver, got a driver, and he started making deliveries. So what then happened was, about a week later, I discovered that there is a cheaper one called a Big Boy Velocity 150. Yeah. I went to Gezina and I purchased a Big Boy, brand new, for 15,000. I think at that time it was actually 14,000. Yes. So I got my second driver. All right. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing, because I don't think I remember exactly when I bought the third one. Oh, but maybe it was, I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to show you the progress, and I'm going to show you my bank statement, because when I started this business, I had to register the drivers with Takealot, and they have this weird thing of you have to have a net bank account, the Takealot that I was using. And I kept arguing and saying, but I have FNB, you should be able to, how come no one else does this? But yeah, it was pointless. So I went to open a net bank account, and when I did, then I'm going to show you where I started, because this account was not there at all. I opened this account just for the bike business, and yeah, I just want you to see the progress, how it went in a couple of months, and just showed you that you can just start something and make millions out of it. For it to seem as if you're making millions out of thin air, just like that, it happened. Let me show you. All right, so this here is just an example of the WhatsApp group that I had with my drivers. As you can see, the WhatsApp group name was Team MotoGP. Okay, I love MotoGP. You know, it's for racing motorbikes, for those of you who don't know. And you see I have those two emojis there, which represent a motorbike. And if you see my drivers, you see there's one called Gerald, there's Vincent, there's Douglas, there's Devi, and it's sad for me to say Devi, rest in peace. He was shot by some criminals who wanted to steal his motorbike. So yeah, it's one of the downsides. There's Newman up there who deleted a message. I don't know what he had said. All right, so this is a WhatsApp group. If you want, you can just read some of the messages there. You can see, yes, this is legit. So this was my WhatsApp group with my drivers. And from this picture, I can see this one here. Let me show you. Here, I can see at this time I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had 10 motorbikes. So this was information about every bike. I had asked them, like you see here, thank you for sending the information. I'll mainly use it to track whose bike is due for service, because part of the information they sent me mileage for each bike. So I could see that, oh yeah, this bike. So I had told them that after a certain time, if I ask for their mileages, I can just see, you know, like which bike is due for service, just to make sure that you keep them up and running. All right, I'll tell you the bikes that I bought, the types of bikes. The one that was in the slide before this one, it's one of the ones that I was using. All right, let me see here. One of the things, okay, yeah, this was Gerald. He had just come back from an injury. And so, yeah, I was just welcoming him back. And when he came back, I gave him a new bike. All right, then here, this was a thing that you can see here. It's my name here. So they had petrol cards, and they would swipe for petrol, and then all they had to do was to send a slip on the WhatsApp group. And then I'll just say, yes, noted. And then I kept record for these, so that at the end of 2 weeks, when their money comes in, I can see if I'm really making a profit. I could be making a profit from a certain driver, but maybe I'm not making a profit from another driver. So I wanted to know, like, how much did Gerald spend and how much did Gerald use? So I wanted to have that sort of information. And here you can see this one is Newman, and he was cleaning his motorbike at my house. Yeah. And then there's Mikion. He was my driver, but at the same time he had knowledge on servicing bikes. So it was one way I was using. Oh, this is Mr. Douglas. And yeah, so Mikion was servicing these bikes on this day. Yeah, I remember this is what was happening. So it was it's my team. I'm telling you, I had best drivers, and yeah, we got along very well. And I'm so happy to say, you know, I started something that became a success. All right, so here's the first month that you see here. This statement is from 10, that's October to 14 November 2019. So before Corona. So this was the money that came in for that month. And if you see for that period, like what they do is, okay, this is their reference drive core. I think in full it stands for Drive Consortium, something like that. It's Mr. D. As you all know that Mr. D is owned by Takealot, and Takealot is owned by Naspers. And yes, so what they do is they look for drivers. So they have individual independent contractors like us. They do not like employ drivers and so on. So they look for people out there who are willing to give their bikes. Some, like, you can come with your bike and be the driver yourself. In other cases, you can do it like a business, like I do it. So you simply buy your motorbikes and then you look for a driver. You go with the driver at Takealot. They tell you what they want, what is required. Obviously, they want the license. They would want the bike to be roadworthy. So mine, I didn't have a problem because, they are brand new. So it was easy to register these drivers. So as you can see here, I'm getting, this is the 29th of October, and I'm getting money for 2 drivers. Like I said, this year, the Honda Ace, it was my first bike, and it's the one for 28,000. And so one of these drivers was using the Honda Ace, and one of the drivers was using the big boy. And so this is the money that they made. And so after 2 weeks, money comes in again. So that's how it got to around 18,000 for the month. So the agreement was, I take 60%. So the 60% comes in the sense that I'm the one who puts the petrol, I'm the one who bought the bike, and so I get 60%. Because another one could be, it was optional, you can go 50-50. 50-50 then means the driver puts petrol, I put petrol. If the bike has a problem, we both fix it. Everything we go 50-50. And so it's normally impossible because in most cases the driver may not have the money to come up front and say, okay, let's buy petrol, let's do this, let's do that. So to just run away from that, the easier one will be, let's go 60-40. So with the 60-40, from the 18,000, I would make 10,800, and from the 10,800, I'll probably use 2,000 for petrol. And since my bikes are new, I might not have expenses on. Okay, so this 8,800 would probably be what I take home after paying the driver and also putting the petrol for the bikes. So you can see this 8,800, if you don't spend it, okay, fine, part of it you now use it for petrol for the coming 2 weeks. But if you put aside a good amount of money and you target that other big boy, the cheaper one, you can see that in the next month your income could go up. So the next month, as you can see here, it was 27,582. So if we take that for my my percentage, so it would mean I got 16,549. And from this, let me check. From this, I still had 2 bikes, but this doesn't tell the whole story, because you can see here on the 26th of November, I had 2 bikes, but by the 10th of December, there were now 3. So that means I had the 3rd bike way before this, because it takes roughly a month for a driver to start earning. So this driver that got paid first on the 10th of December, this driver started working way in November. So I actually didn't have 2 bikes in November, I had already 3. And here in December, there were probably already 4, because you will see when we go to the next month, I think there were now 4 bikes. Even if there are still 3, like I said, it takes roughly a month. In some cases, it could take longer for that. All right, so yeah, this one is a Keydon Zontes, and it became one of my favorite bikes. It was 22,000 at that time, and yes, I really liked it. It was reliable, it looked nice, and so on. So you can see my take home. Okay, it was 16,594 and 49, sorry. If I say maybe I spent let me just say 3,000. If I spent 3,000, so that means I made 13,500. Okay, but do you see that if let's say you start, because I've been the reason I got to where I am right now, I've been listening to, like, I've been a person that learns from other people. Honestly, I didn't know all this just, from nowhere. My mentor Jim Rohn has this audio about part-time. So look, if you were to start this part-time, you have a full-time job, then on the side you just buy one motorbike and you manage it so well, you could build an empire from that. Trust me there. There are some secrets. I can share those secrets with you. Number 1, don't call your drivers left, right, center. Don't always be asking them, where are you? Is the bike safe? This and that. Those are not babies. They are grown up. They are grown men who are looking to make a living. They mostly know what they want. They mostly know why they are working. Their families. So honestly, you want to make money, yes, but that other person wants to make money too. And the way you pay them 40% of whatever it is that comes into their account. So let's say if your driver is like this one here who makes 1.9. Of course, I'm not going to make a lot of money from that driver myself, but he's not going to make a lot of money either. And when because they used to come and get their money at my house. So obviously, if they come, I'm giving this person 40% of 5,000 and I'm giving you 40% of 1.9. This should motivate you that, okay, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to make 5,000 as well. So that mere fact that, you make a lot of money if you are not lazy. And some drivers, I'm telling you, they were lazy, they would come late and so on. But personally, I wouldn't nurse them because I have other things to do and I have other ways of making money. So it wasn't entirely my only source of income. But I don't want to tell you lies. This money is very, very easy to make in a way. Okay, of course, people would tell you nothing is really, really easy, but yeah, it's possible, Right, so from December to January 2020, I had this one 25,100. So I went down a bit because I think the previous month it was 28,000. And as you can see here, there were 3 bikes and now there are 4. And you'd be surprised, why would you make less? Yes, yeah, it was probably, oh yes, December, I remember. December, it wasn't busy, honestly. Of course, you wouldn't expect it to be busy. We're in Gauteng and many people go out. So yes, it wasn't busy at all. Yeah, this is one of the bikes that I recommend that I have. It's a Keydon, it's a Zontes. It's very reliable. It's the same as the previous one. It's just the body that's different, but the engine, the motor is 100% identical. All right, so that money you see, yeah, it was mainly because it wasn't busy at all. But I wasn't, the money went down, yes, but I was excited because I had more bikes and I had more drivers that were getting paid already. Then we went to the next month, which was from January to February. So it's 56,000. I'm going to make some calculations. I just wanted to show you how the business always grew. So it was 56,859. Let's go where it's clean. So this one times 0.6. Okay, let me do it again. I'll just say 56,000. 56,000 times 0.6. It gives you 34,150. All right. So the 56,000 is in my account, and then I use that money. I pay my drivers. What I'm left with is 34,100. You can clearly see that, okay, now at this point your business is set to grow without you adding any of your personal money. How? Okay, you can tell yourself that every 2 weeks I'm buying a motorbike, and it's very possible. Let's have a look. Okay, let's say you go for this one, the Kiden, the Zontas, the one for at that time. Okay, when at this time January it was around 19,000. Okay, I'll just put it at 20,000. So you take 20,000 from the 34. You see, you are left with 14,115. What could you do with this money? You could leave it in your account and let the driver swipe for petrol, because now you have more drivers, and so they are going to need more petrol, obviously. So you need you don't want your drivers to get stuck. I don't have petrol and so on. Let them rather stuck because they don't know who has the card. So FNB could only give me 2 petrol cards. That was my challenge. And so with those 2 petrol cards, my drivers have to share. I was using the FNB one because I was struggling to get the NetBank petrol cards. So with my personal account from FNB, I applied for petrol cards. They gave me 2, and so I gave 2 drivers that I trusted. And so I say these 2 it was Cuthbert and Newman. Yeah. So I told them, guys, you are the ones that are responsible for these cards. And so if anyone wants petrol, they'll just say it on the WhatsApp group. Whoever is close by would respond and say, let's meet at this petrol station, let's say in 10 minutes. And they meet, they put petrol, they put like you saw, the slips on our WhatsApp group. And from home, I then just enter the information on my computer so that, yes, I track down what's going on. So it's a very, very easy thing, but I want you to see the progress. Okay, so now that you've added another bike, you have more drivers, look at the money, it's going up. This money is for a month, ne? So this was from 14 February to 14 March. This was before lockdown, you can see. So 73,000, okay, that was good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bikes, 5 drivers. But I know I didn't have 5 bikes at this time. Some drivers were not getting paid yet because it was, getting there. Right, the next month, look how we grew. So from 70,000. So let me just make a calculation. So you have 145,271 times 0.6. That'll give you 87,162. So something that started as 18,000, payment for me and my 2 drivers. Remember where we started? Now it has grown to me alone making 87,100. Me alone. I've already paid the drivers. So and another thing that you want to see here, you, the investor, you are making way more than all your drivers combined, because you are paying them 40% and you are getting 60%. But anyway, it's sort of delusional to think, yes, the 87 is what you make, because the 87 is what you have, but that's not really what you made, because you have expenses, petrol expenses, and there are other things like bikes. Honestly, they break down more frequently than cars. Cars don't break down that much. Bikes really break down. They'll tell you this is broken, this is broken. So many things will always, so your bike will always go in, not just for service, but something happened, and they fall, these drivers. When it rains, they fall. And so when they fall, the mirror is broken, this is broken, then you have to go and buy, and they get involved in accidents. That's another thing I'm going to talk about. All right, but let's just see. Then now we're in lockdown, that's 14 April to 14 May, 123,000. You'd expect it to go down because, yes, lockdown. Okay, now I'm not showing all the other information because you see that this money was coming from Takealot, from DriveCore. I just want you to see the ups and downs. So 123,000, and then the month of May to June, you'd be surprised. Why is it that it went up? Because it was lockdown. Remember, this time they announced that restaurants will open, but only 2 deliveries. So that helped a lot because, if people missed restaurant food, so now people can go and eat at restaurants, but not really. They have to order, and these delivery companies should. So it was us, and you see, I started the business not even knowing that there would be Corona. So I was just, God just gave me this, because I don't know how to even explain. Like, some people were asking me, how did I know it was going to be like this? I didn't know. It just happened. You can see when I started the business. But then now look, 194,000. And if we use our calculator, 194,131 times 0.6, it's 116,000. That's what I would make. 116 in 1 month. By the way, this is not my only business. I'm an investor. I buy shares. I also what else do I do? I sell books, and if I was to show you my bank statements, they're also crazy, So this is something I started, and I just started it from not so much, I started with 20 something thousand, and then I added another bike, and so on and so on and so on. So when, like, some people will ask you, so you are really a millionaire? Come on, it's easy to make 1 million rands, and also, what is a millionaire? A millionaire is someone who has a net worth of 1 million rand or more. Okay, fine, in South Africa, right? So it's very easy to be a millionaire in rands, but in USD, that's a stretch. But if you keep doing, like what I'm doing here, you can be a millionaire in USD. If we convert your net worth in South African rands, it can get to 1 million US dollars. Just continue. If you find something that works, just work it out. Like, just go on and go on and go on. Trust me, you're going to get there. Just have a look here. So what is a millionaire? Someone who has a net worth of more than 1 million. How do you calculate that? You take all your assets, you subtract all your liabilities. And I'm one of those people who doesn't have liabilities. Like, I don't have debt. Okay, I might have just a bit, but not that much. And my assets outweigh my liabilities. So my net worth is more than 1 million. It's as simple as that. And now I'm using my income. So this 100,000 here is income, right? And if you listen carefully when I started this video, there's a part when I said I didn't have 27,000, right? To buy a bike cash. Then someone could be wondering, so how is it that you are a millionaire and you don't have 27,000? My man, it's because being a millionaire doesn't mean you have that cash, So I make sure I don't have cash. That's what I do. So, okay, let's try to track something down here. 194,000 is what came in. Guess how much I used? 194,000. So there are times where does it show the balance, like the opening balance and the closing balance on my bank statement. I don't see it. But yeah, if you could see it, my balances are always low. Like, I don't keep a lot of cash in my account, because cash, yeah, it's good sometimes, but okay, I'll get to a point where I'll keep large cash reserves in my account. But for now, I don't really do that, because I want to be broke, like to not have money in my account. So you have a question then, okay, fine, Kaden, you make 116,000 in 1 month. Where does it go? Simple. It goes out and buy more bikes. So I'm not going to have cash. I'm going to have more bikes. Simple. If I don't do that, I could buy a car. Like this year, last year, because I'm doing this video in 2021. Last year, I bought 4 cars, cash. Okay, so if it ever happens that things are tough for me and so on, come on, I bought my cars cash. What would happen if I sell 1 car? All of a sudden, I have cash, right? I could use that cash to venture into another business. So people may ask, why do you have so many cars? In a way, part of it is so that if ever things go wrong, I could just sell one of them, and that's cash. If ever let's say there's a lockdown for a year, I can survive, because if I sell 1 car in January, I can pay for my expenses up until what? Maybe June. Then I sell another one. I can, so I can go for a year just with 2 cars, or even 1 car. I'll sell the one that is worth 250. Yeah, I think I can survive with 250,000 in a year. I think I can. See, I pay for my house for the whole year. Then whatever it is that we have left, we buy food. So you see, we can survive. But why is it that I can survive without having to go and borrow some money? Because I'm a millionaire. I don't have it in cash right now because I don't keep cash. I think you understand where I'm going with this. So 194, then you're going to think it will always be like that. No, you have ups and downs. The next month, that was June to July, I went down to 146,000. The next month, down again to 142,000. And the next month, boom, up. So I'm only showing up to this. I just didn't want to keep repeating because, but yeah, I got to 200,000. 200. If I am to calculate that one for 200,000, let me see. So 205,683 times 0.6. So mine here is 123,409. How about that for a salary? If you make this in every month for a year, you make 1.4 million. So 1,480,917. That's good money. So you can make millions just for having motorbikes. And at this time, when is this? September. I think I had 14 bikes. Let's look at those 14 bikes times. Let's look at depreciation. I mostly had bikes, like most of my bikes, bought them for 22,000, 20,000. But since they are roughly a year old and so on, I could sell on average all of them for 14,000, I think. So let's say 14 times 14,000. So my bikes alone, 14 of them, even if they have appreciated, if I was to sell all of them right now, I'd get 196,000. But do you think I will do this? Maybe not, because they are bringing in income, and the income is good. So the idea is to take this 123,000, buy 3 more, buy 4 more, buy 5 more bikes, put them on the road, But now, as I promised to tell you some of the challenges that I came across. Number one, accidents. And those accidents do not only happen like in a way that your bike is damaged. Those accidents can also happen and make other people's cars damaged. And if your driver was wrong, then you are liable. So that's one of the biggest problems. So I recommend that if you were to venture into this, you might as well need insurance. So you'd have to insure your motorbikes so that if any of these things happen to you, the insurance company could take care of the damages. Another thing is you might need to invest in trackers, because a motorbike is easy to steal. You don't need the key in most cases. Okay, fine. Nowadays they'll log. They have this thing that locks the steering wheel. Okay, that's a good thing. But what I've noticed is this thing is very, very easy to steal. If you see a bike just parked there, you can just simply go there, remove the thing that, the stand, and then just put it in neutral and start pushing it, start going. So someone can just come and push your bike and go, disappear. And they might not have the key to start your bike, but they can use it for parts. Like the engine is out there, there's no hood, there's no bonnet to open and access the engine. Like the tires are there, you just unscrew. So it's easy to get stolen, very easy. And so you might need to have a tracker, and that is going to help you as well. So you are not going to be problems free. And another problem that I face is you could be the one that gave a person a job. You say, I'm looking for a driver, and so on and so on, and the guy comes, he's working for you now, and as he's working for you, he then starts telling you that I need to do it myself. Like, everyone wants to grow, right? So they've seen that you are making a lot of money and they are not making as much money as you are. Then those drivers could tell you, I'm going to rent a bike and do it for myself, because he sees that the 60% that I'm getting is too much. So you have drivers leaving you, trust me, and you are going to be emotional about it and so on. But that's just the way it is. If you don't want to do it the way I did it, another way is right now is 500 rand per week. So you could buy your bikes. You don't do it, you don't buy petrol, you don't do anything. You just rent them out for 500 rand a week. So what it means is if you have 10 of them, so you're simply making 5,000 rand a week. So 500 a week times the 4 months, the 4 weeks in a month. So you're simply making 20,000. So how about 20,000 for doing nothing? It's a good income. But so if you had 10 bikes, how much will you have invested? Taking the 23,000 one, okay, because now it's 23,000. So you would have times 10, so it would be 230,000 investment. So what is 230,000 investment in terms of property? I think 230,000 is a house in a township. So a house in a township, how much do you think you can rent it out? You probably could rent it out for, let's say, 4,000. So bikes could make you money. That is a house that will pay rent for 20,000 a month. This house is way in its millions. So a house for 1.7 million is rented out for, okay, let me see, 1.7, yes, million. This house worth 1.7 million is renting out at 20,000. So honestly, you invest 230,000, and you don't invest this whole 230,000 once. You buy a bike for 23,000, you rent it out for 500. You find a way to get another 23,000, you buy another one. Now you have two. So now you're making 1,000 a week. 1,000 a week is a lot of money, boys and girls. And now you are in the territory for a house just with your two bikes. Because now you're making 4,000 a month just for renting out your bikes, but you are making the same money as a house in Soshangu. So what if you buy a third bike? Now you're making 1.5 per week. And that's 6,000 a month. And 6,000 a month is more than what, this will be now a flat in Sunnyside maybe. So just with 3 bikes. What if you get a fourth one and rent it out for 500 each? Now you're making 2,000. Now it's 8,000 a month. What is 8,000 a month? It's a lot of money. What if you get a fifth? What if they get to 10? What if you continue and now you have 20 bikes? You're making 40,000 a month. So you're making 40,000 for doing nothing. So your goal is to just get them, just get started. I think this video was helpful. I hope so. Like always, I'd like you to subscribe to my channel. Share this video to those who want to have business ideas. Thank you so much for letting me do this, and I really appreciate your subscriptions. But I have something that I'm asking for. I have so many people who watch my content, but they do not subscribe. Actually, 29% of my viewers are subscribers. The rest, which is substantial, 71%, they watch and pass. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and this will give me that motivation to keep doing this, because I believe this is helpful. I believe this video is going to help a lot of people. And so thank you so much.